Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Magic Show on Friday evenings. My name is Yazdi Tantra, and I help you learn simple things which make you smart and help you become lazy. Lazy means you have to work hard when you are with me, and you can be lazy for the rest of your life. Just a few protocols. For future topics and schedule, you can WhatsApp subscribe tech to my telephone number. For past recordings, you can go to this link, which is already given. My email ID is given here. During the session, you will be on mute throughout the session. You can open the chat window and ask contextual or relevant questions only. Please do not ask irrelevant questions or questions which I have not covered before. So if I have spoken something and you have not understood something, you may please ask any question during the session. Please do not ask me questions on WhatsApp or telephone, even after the session is over. In case I get disconnected, please wait. I will be back in a few minutes. In case you get disconnected, you log on again with the same procedure and we will continue with the session. You can click on the speaker view on the top right instead of gallery view so that you get a better view of the proceedings. And of course, my mantra for every session, knowing is not doing, doing is doing. So you have to practice, practice, and practice. If you don't practice, you don't get the benefit of the sessions. You will be knowing something, but if you are not able to implement it, you can't become lazy. So knowledge without action is zero. Remember that all the time. A quick look at the forthcoming sessions. I'll just share with you a couple of things which we are going to see on Sunday and Monday. So let us see what we can see on Sunday. So on Sunday, we have a special session by Mr. Dr. Manu Vora, which is on effective time management. You will learn various aspects of effective time management, such as goal setting, planning, prioritizing, scheduling, and organizing. This session will empower you to do well in your professional career. So whatever may be your career, you will be able to learn something about time management. The session is on Sunday, 24th May at 8:30 a.m. The time is not visible here. It is at 8:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. So be sure to be there and you will learn something interesting. The second session is going to be on Monday, and that is, I'm going to share a session on Google tips and tricks. This is courtesy Rotary Club of Bombay West. This is on Monday, 25th May at 7 p.m. Those who have attended my earlier Google session may like to revise. Those who have not attended will definitely enjoy what all you can do with Google. So with these two sessions, we can learn a lot and we can enjoy a lot. Let's get back to our current session, and that is on Google Drive. We did Google Drive last time, and we will do it today again. But this time, we will learn something more. So as far as Google Drive is concerned, today, we will learn these few things. My earlier session is already on YouTube, and I have given you the YouTube link where you can go and revise the earlier session in case you have not seen it or in case you have forgotten it. The agenda for today is how to take backups and synchronize with Google Drive, how to publish to the web. You can make your own small web page. Then we'll go through a few shortcuts and tips for Google Docs. How do we link Keep with Docs, and how we use Google Drive on the mobile. So once again, good evening, and let's start right away. As we all know, Google Drive is something where we store our documents, whatever the type of documents that we talk about. It could be a Word document, it could be a spreadsheet, it could be a PowerPoint presentation, it could be a document which is not even understood by Google, but you can store it. It is an external drive. It's an external memory for your hard disk. The benefit of Google Drive, just to revise what we did last time, the benefit is that you can access it from anywhere in the world, whenever you are traveling, from any computer. You may be in the office, you may be at home, you may be on your mobile, and you should be able to access Google Drive directly. So now let's see how you can back up your computer. If you remember, last time we saw how we could create files and folders and how we could shift them to the drive. Do you remember that? So let's jump right into the drive. What we saw last time, we saw that we could create new files by uploading a file or creating a new document. A new document could be created by starting a blank document, or we could go from a template for all the documents, sheets, slides, and many more types of documents. You can do Google Forms, drawings, maps, sites, etc., etc. But now, as we all keep on talking about being lazy, so who wants to actually go and copy one file or one folder onto your drive? So what we want to do is we want to do all this automatically. And how do we do this automatically? By backing up and synchronizing our computer to the drive, or the drive to the computer. So there are two possibilities. One is that whatever is on your computer in a certain folder or the entire computer, depending on what you need, you can synchronize to your Google Drive, or vice versa. Whatever is on your Google Drive, you can synchronize it to your computer. Just to understand this, let us once again see the original topic on drive. The drive is in the cloud, as we saw last time, right? And we have our computer or desktop or our laptop or whatever we have. We want to synchronize files from here to here, or from the drive to this place. So both of these things are possible. Let us see how we can do it. As we said earlier, where is Google Drive and how to access it? My dear sir, you have to see the previous video. So let us go back and see now what we can do as far as synchronizing it automatically is concerned. So when we go to Google Drive, what we need to do first is download a small package which does the automatic synchronization. So we go to a place called google.com/drive/download. Are you getting this link? You go to a site called google.com/drive/download. This is the place where you can download. Just go a little bit down and you'll see backup and sync. That option you will see. When you see the backup and sync option, you just say download, and you will download the backup and sync option for Google Drive. Now you don't have to worry at all about anything. you just download this. Automatically, it will ask you a few questions and it will come and sit in your tray on the bottom right here. Can you see this icon? This is where it sits, Google Drive backup and sync from Google. Once you have installed it, you have various options. You can just open it up and go to preferences and see that these are the preferences that you will have. Okay, now can you see the preferences? Yes. So I have this laptop of mine where I have said I want only my desktop and documents folders to be synchronized to the drive. So whatever I put on my desktop folder and my documents folder will be synchronized to my drive. So I don't have to copy anything directly. It will automatically get copied to Google Drive. Okay, so this is one part. So this is my laptop connected to the drive. Then I can see drive can get connected to my computer. So I can say sync my drive to this computer, in which case all the files on the drive will be automatically copied to my computer. Why copy all the documents? That is your choice. If you don't want to copy, don't copy it. I'm just showing you if you want to copy, because it's a good backup system. It is a good backup system. So if you want to keep all your documents safe and backed up, you have to synchronize it so that you don't have to remember to copy it one by one. Okay, so this is what the setup for synchronization is. The capacity of drive is 15 GB. You can go for higher capacity. All this we have discussed in my earlier video. We need not go through that again. You can have a folder or you can have an entire drive. You can say backup my entire C drive or D drive, whatever. You can do anything that you want. So once you have set your preferences, then anything that you do on the desktop, anything that you do on the desktop will be automatically shared on your drive. Are we clear on this? So your drive is something like this. If I have a file in my computer, I say this is my laptop, and I can see all the files that are on my desktop as well as on my documents folder. So there are lots of things in my documents folder. There are lots of things in my desktop. All these will be automatically synced to my drive. This is the first thing that we need to understand. Okay, thank you, Paresh. So this is how we do the synchronization automatically. You don't have to worry about doing anything as far as copying the files is concerned. Last time we learned how to copy single files. We learned how to copy multiple files. We learned how to copy folders and how to organize and color the folders also. Now, what we have learned today is you can automatically synchronize the contents of your laptop or your hard disk onto the drive automatically. Okay, so that is one part of the story. Now let us look at something very interesting. That is, what is Google most known for? Anybody? Google is most known for search. Yes, everybody knows Google is absolutely a champion at search. If you have to search, you use Google. That is what you will learn on the session on Monday. But now Google Drive goes one step beyond. Google Drive goes one step beyond. You can search words. So you can, of course, you can search files directly. So if you know the file name, you can just say file name is say test.something and you see all the files with the name test. Please understand this clearly. Questions we will take later. Yes, subfolders can be created in the file. Yes. So if you search for something, you can straight away look for test.something. So you say test.doc, you can go to test.doc, etc., etc. So this is a very simple option to search for test. See, everywhere there is a test, it is being visible here. Okay. You just have to know the file name, and you can type the file name and you'll be able to search for it anywhere on the entire drive. You don't have to worry where it is, in a folder, in an in a subfolder, anywhere. So this is one part of the search. But see what Google Drive does. It goes one step beyond. Suppose I am looking for a word called Colombo. See this carefully, very carefully. Now, suppose I'm looking for a word called Colombo. Now, see what happens is Drive is going through all the documents which are on the drive. There are certain documents, Word documents, and there is one image. Can you see this JPG file? Now, this JPG file has an image, but this image consists of the word Colombo. If you can see this properly, there is something down below which says Colombo, Colombo Parsi Anjuman. So although it is an image, Drive is able to read the image. Now this is very, very powerful and very cool. Drive can search inside images also. You need not worry about what type of document you have. It can search within images, it can search within PDFs, it can search within any type of document. So suppose I'm looking for a word, I'm searching inside the document. I don't even remember the name of the document. Okay, so I'm searching inside the document now. I'm not searching for the document name. I have forgotten the document name. So there is a PowerPoint here which has the word teacher inside. So when I go down, there is something called teacher here. There is something called teacher multiple places in this entire document, teacher training, etc., etc. So this is very, very powerful. It can search inside images. It can search inside PDFs. It can search inside PowerPoint presentations. It can search anywhere. Suppose you go to a printed array, a PDF file, there is a word teacher somewhere in this document. It will open this document and show you that document. Now this is very useful if you don't remember the name of the file also, but if you remember the contents, then you can straight away look for text within the contents. It could be are you clear about this? The search part, search looks for words inside images and also inside PDFs and also inside PowerPoint presentations. It will search across the board, which is very powerful and very useful when you don't know. I'm not sure where I read this, but I know that there is this word inside the document or inside the PowerPoint or inside the PDF or inside an image also. As we said last time, you are going on the road, you took an image, you took a picture of a hoarding where a telephone number is there, and you know that it is a hoarding for, say, Coca-Cola, and you want to know where is the nearest shop. You can straight away look for that particular. So now this is one part of search. Now let us see the other part of search, which is also beautifully done by Google. Suppose I am looking for, say, a picture of a tower. Now tower is text, correct? When I say tower, it will start searching all the documents which have the word tower in it and also images which are having towers. Can you see this? Look for tower. All the towers are visible. All the towers that you have in the drive, different types of towers. So the search is really, really powerful. You can search by text. You can search by text inside the document. You can search by words inside an image. You can search for words inside a PDF or a PowerPoint, and you can search by the images themselves. So suppose I say I am searching for, say, let me try this. I don't know how. So I said clouds. So all the images which have a cloud also will come up. Can you see this? So powerful. All these Word documents have a cloud somewhere written, but these two images also have a cloud, and therefore the cloud images are also coming up. This is really, really powerful. This is very useful when you're looking for images, when you're looking for text inside an image, when you're looking for text inside a PDF, or you're looking for text inside a PowerPoint. So that is something very, very interesting and very useful. Now, the third thing that we look for today, and that is again a very interesting thing. How easy is it to edit a PDF file? How easy is it to edit a PDF file? Have you tried it? Yes, you can directly search pictures also. See, when you click on search, you have PDFs, documents, spreadsheets, presentations, photos, videos, whatever you want to search, you can search directly. Okay. Now let us look at some PDF files. Okay. Now these are all PDF files. I have just looked for PDF files, type :PDF, or I just click on search and I say, when I go to search and I just click on search, I have option to search by the type of files. Okay, so I'm saying I want to see all PDF files. Now, how do you amend a PDF file? You might look for a PDF converter, or you might look for some text converter. There are lots of online tools available, but then we are so lazy, we don't want to go outside. I want to do everything within Google Drive itself. So that is the problem. We are going to be extremely lazy. So I'll pick up one PDF file. I'll just double click on it. And this is a PDF file. It is showing here on the top left that it is a PDF file, and I can't edit it. But what I can do is I can select stuff here and I can put comments here. Suppose I select this para. Sorry. And I want to put a comment on a PDF file, I can put a comment. So when you share this file with others, you can put a comment here, this is important. And this is a comment. Now this comment will be linked to this selection. So this is, we are not learning MS Office, my dear sir. We are learning Google Drive. So let us stick to Drive. So you can do this, but then as I said, we are also wanting to do something like editing a PDF file. Now see how simple is it, and look at this very carefully. I am right clicking on this file. It is a PDF file, but I am saying open with Google Docs. What did I do? I selected the file, right click, I say open with. I am not opening it with a PDF opener. I am saying open it with Google Docs. Now when I open a PDF file with Google Docs, what happens is it makes the entire file editable. Now you get it as a text file, you can edit it. And you can save it as a Word file. Okay, straight away you can save it as a Word file. You are making corrections, yes? Yes, we will come to that also. First understand this, what we did. I'm just removing this. I took a PDF file, I selected it, right clicked on it, I said open with Google Docs. And the minute I say open with Google Docs, look up in the sky, wait for Almighty Google to do the conversion and give you straight away a file which you can convert. Then you can, of course, you can say, I want to download this directly as a Word document. I can download it as a PDF document. I can download it as a web page. I can download it in whichever format I want. Okay. So this is very, very powerful. You can edit a PDF file directly. You can just say, right click, open with, and straight away say Google Docs. Yes, it can be done only on Drive, not on your PC. Unless you have got Google Drive offline, which allows you to do stuff on your PC also. Are you getting this? This is very, very useful. This is very, very useful. Okay. Now, yes, we just did that. We converted the PDF to Word. We just said right click, open with Google Docs, and it was a Word file. I can download it as a Word file straight away. Okay. Very useful. What do you say? Yes, Google Drive is available offline also. You have to have an extension. You have to have a Chrome extension, which will allow you to use Google Drive offline. Now also see one more aspect of this. If you remember, we saw some image called with Colombo in it. Remember? Now this is an image with Colombo in it. What we said is if we can search Colombo from within this, right? Now I'm saying right click and I'm saying open with Google Docs and look up to the sky, pray to God that something happens, something interesting will happen here. This document is in Gujarati and in English. See what Google Drive has done. It has tried to recognize the entire text and given you the entire text. You can copy this text, paste it anywhere, amend it, do whatever you want to do with it. Now, this is also very, very amazing. You can open a JPG file and convert the text inside the file into Word. And if it is a different language, even the language is also visible. It is really, really powerful. If you are using Google Drive, there is nothing to beat this. You can just straight away open it as a doc, open it with Google Docs, and the whole thing gets automatically converted. You can then copy paste it and you can use it wherever you want. Any scan copy can be done, yes. So what I did was, maybe I'll show you something here. This is a scanned copy of some text, handwritten text. Okay. I just took a photograph. Now see what happens when I say right click, open with Google Docs. And whatever is there, oops, it did not open. Yeah, some images, it may not be clear enough. It may not really do what you want it to do, but most of the time it works. In this case, it is not working, but most of the time it works. You saw that other image where Colombo was written was a really, really shabby image. If you see that original image, it is really shabby. Okay, so if you look at this image, see how hazy and how, but it has converted the text and including a different, yes, there is a Chrome extension for offline Google Drive, yes. Don't worry about offline just now. Concentrate on what I am saying just now. See the value of this. I know your minds are working very, very fast, but try to understand the value of what I'm trying to show you here. It is really, really powerful. So you just say open as a Google Docs, open with Google Docs, and everything will be converted automatically. So PDFs, JPGs, everything, if you say open as a Google Doc, automatically it will be taken into, automatically it will be converted to text. Very useful. Now, sometimes it so happens that you may have a situation where you want the same file to be in multiple locations. Okay. So what happens is, for example, now I have a particular file here and I want it to be in multiple locations. I want it to be here also, and I want it to be, say, in ebooks also. So just now ebooks doesn't have this file. Okay. But now I want this same file to be in multiple locations. Try to understand the concept here. So when I want to put this in multiple locations, I will just say, select this particular file. Then I will say Shift and Z. I'm pressing Shift and Z. Okay. When I'm saying Shift and Z, what happens is it allows me to store the file in multiple locations. Just one sec. I'm sorry, my Shift and Z is disabled for the time being. I don't know why. But when you do Shift and Z, it will ask you whether this file you want to put in multiple locations. So you can say transfer it to this particular folder also. Then you can go on editing one file and the changes will be reflected in multiple locations. That is the concept of Shift and Z. Two copies are held and changes in one will reflect as changes in the other. If you delete one, the other is also deleted. I don't know why that Shift and Z is not working here just now. I'm really surprised. Okay, so yeah, it is working for us. Fine. Maybe because I'm doing screen sharing, certain functions are disabled. So if you do Shift and Z, it will tell you where else you want to put this file. It will show you all the folders. Yes, it will work. It will show you all the folders. You can select which folder you want to shift this file to, and it will be available in both the folders. You can keep working on this file in one folder, and the changes will automatically be reflected on the same file in the other folder. But remember, if you delete one in one folder, the other one is also deleted. It just holds a copy. Now let us see one more interesting thing. Last time, if you remember, we opened one document called test.doc. If you remember, I did a few things. We did a few things and people were asking, what about the history? So you, in any document, you go to file and you look for version history. And then you can just click on see version history. So if you remember, the people were collaborating on this document. Who did what? There was a photo here. I deleted this photo. I added this photo. When was it done? Everything is there. On May 20th, 3:20 p.m. I have done this. If I click on any of these versions, I will see at that point of time what the file was. At this point of time, what the file is. At this point of time, what the file is, and the current version, what the file looks like. This is also very useful when you are having multiple versions of the file and when you are collaborating. Somebody was asking last time, if you remember, that how do we see who has done what to the file? So this will show you exactly what you have done in each case. And if you feel that you want to revert, you say name this version, or you can make a copy of the file at this stage and you can make a copy directly. Or you can name this version. You can say this was after our meeting on so and so date, and that will automatically be taken. So naming of versions in a file is very simple, or you can even restore this version. If you see my cursor here on the top left, you can restore the version. Okay, I'll repeat. So this is my current version of the file. Okay. Today, this is the current version of the file. I go to file and I say version history. I can see the version in history by just clicking on this and see how many times this file has changed, who has changed it, and what are the changes. I have deleted this, I have added this photograph, and maybe a few days back when we actually worked on it, somebody else, my colleague was working on it, Faizan was working on it, he did some changes, so he has cancelled this. Who has done it also is shown. Okay. So it is very useful when you share files and you are looking at versions. When multiple people are working on the same file, you can see different versions of the same file, especially when you're doing long documents and you have made changes, your client has made changes, your colleague has made changes, your staff member has made changes, and then you don't know who has done what when. So everything you can see in one shot. You can just say file, version history. You can also name the current version. So suppose there is an important meeting and after the meeting you are confirming certain changes, you can say after meeting held on 22nd May, this is the final version. So you can name the versions also. So then for looking for versions becomes much easier. Okay. Don't worry about the space. Don't worry about the space. Versions will take space definitely, but don't worry about it. It is minimal. See what is the benefit that you are getting. You have to give something to get something. Don't worry too much about the space. Okay, so there is this version. One more thing here is when you make a file like this, or it can be a text file, it could be a spreadsheet, it could be a presentation, whatever. Now you want to publish this to the web. See, you can straight away say file and then say publish to the web. Can you see this option here on the left? Publish to the web. When you say publish to the web, you get a link. So you click on it, you say Control C, that is you copy it, and then straight away you can publish this file to the web. So if you copy it and you send it to somebody, if he opens it, he is going to look at it like this. Okay. Now in the original document, suppose you want to make some changes, you make some changes. This is a change. Instantly, when the guy sees it online at the other end, he will see this change also. Okay. So when he sees this online again, and he refreshes this, actually this is, it says updated automatically every 5 minutes. On the top right, you'll see it is automatically updated every 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, whatever changes we have made will be reflected on the document automatically. So you don't have to worry about making changes. Suppose it is your company profile, it is your own profile, whatever you want to do, you can continuously change it and publish it to the web. So you have a mini website automatically. It's a very, very powerful tool to use. You can say file, publish to the web. Okay. Now there are some interesting stuff. We always talk about being lazy. So you are somewhere on the web and you are browsing something and you want to You're browsing in, you have multiple tabs on and blah, blah, blah. And you are in Amazon and then you are in something else. And now suddenly you realize that I want to start a new document. Okay. What do you have to do? Can anybody tell me in chat? If you have to start a new document, how do you do it? You have to go to apps, or you have to go to drive.google.com, right? Come here, say new, and then say what type of document you want. You want a Google Doc, and you open it, right? Control N will not work. Control N, when you are somewhere here and you say Control N, you will just open a new browser window. That doesn't work here. Okay. Now see the height of laziness. See the height of laziness. If you want to start a new document, you just say doc.new. Okay. So it opens a new document straight away. You don't have to do anything. You just said doc.new. Okay. Now this is really, really useful and very, very cool. The height of laziness. I told you, you can become really lazy. So if you want to start a new spreadsheet, you will say sheets.new. You open a new spreadsheet straight away. You don't have to go here, there, open it up, go to apps, anything. Like if you want to start a new PowerPoint presentation, you say deck.new. Okay, so you start a new PowerPoint presentation straight away. You don't have to search and you don't have to go to a particular place and blah, 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 blah. Isn't this cool? Very, very cool. Doc.new. I think we are running out of time. We have so many more tips, but okay, now let us see what else you can do. Now look at this very, very carefully. What I'm doing now, please forget your questions for the time being. Look at what I'm doing now. I'm into a new document. This product you will get from Amazon.in. Okay. Now what happens? Now Amazon.in is a website, correct? Or I need not even say Amazon.in. I will just say from Amazon. Okay. Now what I can do here is I know that Amazon is a website. So I go on this word and I right click. And I say, explore Amazon. I'm sorry. Okay, let me put the web name only. Okay, Amazon.in. And say create a link. I can straight away create a link, but this is not what I wanted to show you. I'll say, one sec. When I say explore online, it should take me to the website online or just one sec. It allows me to straight away get into a link where it will search. Now see, it has gone and identified where the online is. And I am just clicking on this and I say apply. So this becomes a hyperlink automatically. You will also get it on Amazon, suppose. So when I right click on that and say link, it will search for Amazon.com. I'm sorry, I clicked on the full stop. Just select this and I say right click. It will automatically go and search the website, and I can say apply, and it will straight away give me. No, it is coming up. It is coming up. I just have to right click it and say link, and it will automatically show me the link, and it will give me the link directly. This is very useful for health. Now see this interesting thing. This is very useful for health. Health may I just right click. I say find all links related to health. So it will search for all links which are related to health, and then I can straight away use that particular link. It takes a little time. The problem is that it is taking a little time, but it comes up straight away. So this is also very useful when you have to insert links. It will be very, very useful when you are see now he is giving me so many things: health, fitness, women's health. I am saying find more, so it will find more options. And if you see on the right, it has given me so many options on the web. So I am looking for, say, this, then I can straight away look for this, say, okay, I want this particular site. I can click on it and paste it, copy paste it here, insert a link, and straight away I can put that particular link here. So while I'm typing, I can do, yeah. While I'm typing, I can look up a link and straight away insert it. I don't have to go out from my document at all. So this is also very, very useful when you are doing using a link in your document. And the last thing before we finish today, we can link a doc to Keep and vice versa. You remember, Keep is on the right. You see this tab here on the right? You have calendar, you have Keep, and you have tasks. So when you open up Keep here and you go to a particular document, so you say doc.new, open Keep, and if you have taken a photo in Keep, you just drag it and put it here, and straight away the linking takes place. You don't have to go outside the document. Straight away you can do this, and if you want to take this particular link outside, you just save it. You just created one document here, right click it, say share or get shareable link. Link sharing is on. Copy this link and straight away take a note, paste it here, and the link is automatically taken in notes. So you can do both ways. The Keep pick is coming because I have taken a picture and I have stored it in Keep. That's where it is coming from. So these are all my notes in Keep, and these are my documents in Drive. So my Drive documents I can link to Keep. My Keep documents I can bring them into Drive. Both ways you can do the connection. I hope you found this interesting. I think we'll stop here. We can take questions. And these are very, very useful things. And if you feel that you have understood, or if you feel that you want to revise this again, we can revise this again by looking at the recording on YouTube. When I push this to YouTube, you will be able to see this recording again. Okay. Now, Paresh is putting up some feedback forms. So you can do feedback forms on the side. From Drive to desktop, you just drag it and drop it on the desktop. If file is deleted on the desktop, see, if you are doing a sync, then you have to be very careful. If you delete it in one place, the other place also the file will get deleted. Yeah. How safe is Google Drive? Everything is safe as much as you would like it to be. I keep saying this again and again and again, that you have a password, you have a user ID and password, and that is your major safety. When you are going out on a vacation, you lock your door. How safe is your door? Anybody can make a key in 5 minutes. So there is no ultimate safety. Any other questions? How to buy GB from Google? When you go to Drive, directly you can go, this we have done in our earlier session. I will show you again. When you go to My Drive, I will share this. Here you have the option on the left. On the left, where you can see my mouse, you can see buy storage. You can straight away buy storage from here. Now, this is a very long question. I have the following questions. Okay, if I have Google Suite account and take a storage capacity of 2 TB on Google Drive and have current data of 1 TB on multiple systems, would that require a huge bandwidth? Obviously, everything that you transfer will require bandwidth. If you have 1 terabyte to shift, then definitely 1 terabyte bandwidth will be taken. Would that require a huge bandwidth? Yes. Also, would it create a lot of stress on the bandwidth? Yes, for the first time. Because every day, see, remember one thing, one time you have to sync. After that, it will be every day you are not going to do 1 TB worth of work. So every day it will be in few 100 MBs or even less than that. So one time, definitely it will take huge bandwidth to sync, and it will sync in the background. So you don't have to worry about it. It has automatically, the throttling of the bandwidth is automatic, so that when you're working on something which is CPU intensive, then you will be getting the bandwidth for your current work, and Drive will always do things in the background, and it will slow down if you're doing something very heavy or you're downloading some stuff. It will do something in the background. Would this make the computer slow? No, the computers will not make it slow. But this is a one-time exercise. Once it is synced, you can leave it overnight. You can leave it on overnight for all your computers. When you come back on Monday, then everything will be synced, and from then onwards, it will be very easy. What is the use of import range? I don't understand that question. What is import range? I don't understand. Can one share files for edit but restrict deletion? Edit gives full rights, so you cannot restrict deletion. But remember one thing, when you are the owner of the file, the other person cannot delete that file. That is for sure. He can delete it from his Google Drive, but he cannot delete the original file, because the rights are with you. Very good explanation, useful, lazy tips. I hope you are becoming a little more lazy than you were before. Can you show after downloading how to sync with PC? After downloading, why do you need to sync? You have already downloaded. Sync is always without any intervention. You don't have to download or upload. It is automatic. Using Drive on mobile is very easy. Unfortunately, we don't have time today. Otherwise, we would have done this also. Can you share files for edit but restrict deletion? The same thing. We ran through this. Backup to Drive is incremental. No, it is just a mirror. So whatever you have on your hard disk, it mirrors automatically. As I said, it doesn't copy every day. One time the copy is heavy because you want to back up everything on your local hard disk. Then only what you do, make changes, that is replicated on the drive. How is publishing different from sharing link? If you share a link which is universal, it is as good as publishing. But publishing means, again, no, it is the same thing actually. It is the same thing. If you share a link, but then to an outsider, you might want to publish it. You may make a short link and then do the needful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feedback. Paresh is giving some feedback forms. Please click on it and give your comments. It is very useful to improve the quality of the sessions. How can a scanned PDF document be converted into doc? Of course you can. PDF document can be converted into a doc. When you say a scanned PDF document, you are meaning that it is an image. And we saw how the image can be converted into doc. You just say right click, open with doc, and that's it. How to sync with mobile? Again, in the mobile, automatically it will get synced. When you open your mobile, a drive on your mobile, all your files will be visible. If you drop anything in the drive in the mobile, it will automatically sync. Can we have audiobook features? Audiobook features. Audiobook is a type of a file. So if you want to copy that, you can straight away copy it onto Google Drive. Can we have shared with me folder on my computer just like my Google Drive? I'm not too sure about that, but yes, if you sync your entire drive to your desktop, yes, that is possible. Do we have to keep drive on? Drive is automatically on. You don't have to worry. Syncing is going on in the background. How much time it takes to back up 50 GB of data? It depends on your bandwidth. It depends on your speed. It depends on so many factors. It depends on your computer also. How to allow access to a file by teammate directly through desktop version of G Drive? It is reflected in shared with me on the browser, but it doesn't come directly to desktop version. No, I'm not getting this question properly. How to allow access to a file by teammate directly through desktop version of G Drive? When you share and you have a desktop version, automatically, see, the desktop version also has to be synced with Google Drive. Once it is synced, then automatically it will be shared. Can you show after downloading how to sync with PC? Can we have audiobook? All this we have already covered. Can you see how many times a shareable link was viewed? I have not tried that. I'm sorry, but I don't have all the answers. You must remember that. I am not too sure how many times. Maybe it is possible. I will have to look for it. If you delete a file by mistake, how can we restore it? Yeah, there is a trash can here on the left. If you see on the left, there's a trash can. So everything that you have deleted will be here. It will be held for a few days, maybe 30 days or so, and then it will go off. So you can go to the trash can. Just like in your Windows, you have a trash can. Here also you have a trash can. I have 2 TB presently. Backup is on external hard disk. Can I firstly transfer my entire data on Google Drive and then on daily basis? Or yes, it can be done. How do I save my laptop space using Drive? Laptop space, you may not be able to, you can only back up. And then you can say, don't sync back, but it is a little complicated. Don't try to do. Drive is a storage device. It is not an external drive like an external drive which you normally buy. Can a scanned PDF document be converted into doc? We have already answered that. Feedbacks, yes. Please click on the feedback form and give in your feedback, good, bad, ugly. Everything is welcome. OneDrive versus Google Drive, we are not comparing just now. If we sync computer to drive, and if later on delete the file in the computer which was synced before to the drive, and what will happen to the When you say sync, what you are saying is you are making a mirror copy. So whatever you have on your desktop will be there on the drive. The minute you delete this file here on the desktop, it will be deleted on the drive. So remember, you don't have to, you have to be careful on that. Can files shared with teammate be shown directly? I think some of them are already answered. Considering 15 GB, 500 GB, what should Google Drive be ideally used for? Google Drive should be ideally used for documents or sheets which you want to share with others. That is the biggest advantage of using Google Drive. And of course, search is very, very powerful. Deleting file on drive, will it also delete in computer? Depends. Suppose you have synced your drive with the computer, yes, it will delete. If you are not synced, then it will delete only on drive. Once you download it, when you say we download the first time and how to make it active, automatically it will ask you what you want to sync. You want to sync your computer to the drive, you want to sync your drive to the computer. Once it is done, it will come and sit at the bottom of your screen on the right, and automatically it will go on happening. Can I link 2 spreadsheets? Of course, you can link 2 spreadsheets. Can Outlook data file backup possible on G Drive? Yes. You have to create a folder, or you have to show Google Drive the folder, and it will automatically sync. How to sync drive to desktop, we already covered. How to reverse the auto sync. How to reverse means you just open your syncing and you give instructions, like we saw in the earlier session. Okay, I will stop sharing now, and maybe I will give you the option to again see the upcoming programs just for your. And again, the links, please be sure to send subscribe tech to my telephone number. That is important so that you get all the updates for my subsequent sessions. We are having a Google session also, as I told you, on 25th. For those who have come late, I will share that also. Please run through this exercise. Just WhatsApp me, subscribe tech on my telephone number, and automatically you will get all updates. This is my next session on Monday, 25th May. Those who have not taken my earlier session, please be sure to connect on Monday at 7 p.m. The meeting number is the same. There is no password, so it is very easy for you to join. Any other questions? Thank you very much and wish you all the best. I think we have overshot our 1 hour, which we normally do. And if you have any questions, please, please, please don't send me questions on WhatsApp or don't phone me, because you can imagine I've got now almost 350 people on my WhatsApp list. So if you keep sending me, I can't answer 350 questions every day. So please be patient. Maybe in the next session, when we have a discussion, you can also ask questions. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. Stay safe and stay protected. Bye. Good night and God bless.